I'm not gonna send you money just because you want to go buy things for Christmas or because you want to celebrate Christmas.
What do you make of people that they don't talk to you throughout the year? Then in December they start talking to you. After Christmas they just disappear. Then when it's around Christmas they come back again. So it's kind of like an annual thing. And how the mood really doesn't change, and how most people in Canada, America, UK, they don't really care about Christmas. Like the economy still moves on Christmas or no Christmas. But what I'm opposed to is the idea of commercializing the Christmas events.
I've talked with many people, like a lot of them. Some of one thing that making money here is a piece of cake. It's so easy. You can have, but they forget to know here we also have lives to live.
For those back home listening, I mean, the advice is just try to, be considerate of people who are here working hard and doing 2 or 3 jobs, who have bills to pay and a lot of responsibilities and children to take care of here. Because people back home are just like, oh, it's Christmas time, send us money, send us money, send us money. So I think being considerate and also investing in a relationship is more important. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Lost Lagosians, a podcast covering topics about Lagosians, Nigerians, and Africans in diaspora, as well as trending topics and challenges of Africans living outside the motherland. I'm your host, Brodda Mike. I hope you guys are having a Merry Christmas and that you're having a nice holiday break. I did look up the word merry in preparation for today's episode, and apparently to be merry is characterized by festivity, rejoicing. Another definition has the word merry as cheerful and lively. To be merry by another definition is to be high-spirited, happy, joyful. And another definition is to be plentiful with lots of eating and drinking. So I really do hope that you guys had a Merry Christmas. And if you didn't for one reason or the other, maybe you're working or you had so much going on, or maybe you're traveling, I really do pray that you have a Merry New Year, if I can say that. This week's episode is a continuation of the conversation from last week with Mr. Joe Esien, who had called in from Atlanta, USA. Although last week's episode is not a requirement to listen to today's episode, if you missed last week's episode, you can go ahead and check it out. The title of last week's episode is How to Christmas in Africa and a Trip Down Memory Lane. In that episode, we talked about the African culture surrounding Christmas and how Christmas is celebrated in Africa. More importantly, we also talk about the history of Christmas, the origin of Christmas, and how Christmas started. For a period of time, Christmas was actually banned in Europe from being celebrated, because a lot of people tend to over-spiritualize Christmas. But last week's episode, we kind of talked about how Christmas got started. So if that's something you are interested in, please feel free to check the episode out. Without further ado, let's go ahead and continue our conversation from last week. Enjoy. There's this issue of people are celebrating Christmas and there's like, oh, send us money from abroad. We need money back home, and there's this kind of push for people back home. It's like a time of fundraising. I hate to say that, but that's what it has become. Yeah.
So if I have to or need to send money to somebody for whatever reasons, it's not gonna be Christmas. Trust me. But if you need money for example, let me put it this way: I'm not gonna send you money just because you want to go buy things for Christmas or because you want to celebrate Christmas. If I need to send you money, I could send you money in January, February, March, April, anytime, even Christmas, anywhere, right? But that depends on the need. But if it's for Christmas, you want money for that, my answer is straight no. I'm not beating about the bush with that. It's a straight no if it's for Christmas.
What do you make of people that they don't talk to you throughout the year, then in December they start talking to you? A lot of Africans do this.
Yeah, people, unfortunately, it's that selfish a human nature for some people, right? They figure out, because, like, I don't know if you've heard this, there are so many songs they sing around this time. They say Christmas is the time for celebration. It's this time for sharing. It's this time for forgiveness and all those sort of things. And so they take it as an opportunity, whether it's genuine or it's fake or they just need money. To do it. So me, when I say I don't give money for Christmas, it's not that I don't celebrate Christmas or that I don't like Christmas. It's just that I don't see the need for me to give money to somebody just because it's Christmas or for Christmas. If we have something going on, talking, you have a project or a situation, anything, it could be any time of the year, right? Don't wait for Christmas to tell me, hey, uh, reach out and say you need money or something. For me, the good thing about me, I'm always straightforward. I'll tell you, hell no.
Yeah. So basically, people need to be straight. People need to be straightforward,
Yeah,
and just not beat the bush. Because I have a lot of people that reach out and they don't reach after Christmas. They just disappear. Then when it's around Christmas, they come back again. So it's kind of like an annual thing. Oh my God, it's Christmas. But again, we talked about earlier about the mood. I think the mood back home, is like that Christmas mood, and everybody's in the festive period. But I'm wondering if you have an experience about the mood here, and how the mood really doesn't change, and how most people in Canada, America, UK, they don't really care about Christmas. Like the economy still moves on Christmas or no Christmas.
yeah, because yeah, I think I'm mostly yeah. What I've noticed when it comes around this time, it's a tradition for some people, for businesses that hey, during this time of the year, these are the things we are going to have in store because this is demand increases for this category of things, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we have to make sure we have supply to meet that. But
Mm-hmm.
generally speaking, life just moves on.
What I'm more talking more directly about is like with the nurses. You have people working as nurses, and nurses are working 24/7, Christmas or no Christmas. You have doctors that are working 24/7, Christmas or no Christmas. You
Oh
have
yeah,
utility people, truck workers, people making sure the economy move forwards. And those guys, most of them have to work on Christmas. Firefighters, they work on Christmas anyway. So,
yes,
but
yeah.
unlike back home where Christmas, almost a lot of things shut down except hospitals, that I'm aware of, but most maybe translation workers, but very limited crew. Um, but here it's almost like the only thing they celebrate, in my experience, is kind of like Thanksgiving and July 4th. That's the big thing. July 4th is
Yeah.
independence.
July for that's a huge one. You don't want to mess with that. So,
Yeah. You don't want to
and then
mess with July
And then
4th.
Thanksgiving, you have again the big Black Friday shopping coming around. So it's become one of those things that people, even people who don't celebrate Thanksgiving, for example, during that time they plan for Black Friday, and sometimes that means congregating with people to talk about some of the things they're gonna shop or what to look for and things.
Yeah, I do agree that Christmas should be a time with family to spend with loved ones, invest in your relationships, get closer. And if you're a Christian, since it's kind of the official date, technically, to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, so as a time to commemorate his birth, not necessarily the true time of birth. I think if someone has to go to church for a service or Advent or do something similar, I don't necessarily think that's a bad idea. But what I'm opposed to is the idea of commercializing the Christmas events.
Yeah, you really tap on something that really resonates with me. You said celebrate Christmas, not necessarily the truth of the
Not necessarily that it's
yeah,
true, per se.
yeah, yeah. And unfortunately, I'm commercializing Christmas is what uh, businesses and anyone who's interested in providing services or goods that go around Christmas will take advantage of. I know I'm not. mm, mm, If I were if I were running a business with goods and services that target, for example, Christmas season, I would do the same. I'm sure.
Of course, yeah. It's an economic decision. I mean, it makes sense,
Yeah.
business sense. Recently, some churches, in the West, they've started turning around and making Christmas a time where people give to the homeless. They do this Operation Shoe, whereby Operation
Yeah.
Shoebox, whereby you put a gift in a shoebox and then they send it to some part of the world that needs. So, but I don't know how, if that's going to change or if that has changed due to COVID, but people are beginning to turn around. And for those back home listening, I mean, the advice is just try to, be considerate of people who are here working hard and doing 2 or 3 jobs, who have bills to pay and a lot of responsibilities and and children to take care of here. Because people back home are just like, oh, it's Christmas time, send us money, send us money, send us money. So I
Yeah.
think being considerate and also investing in the relationship is more important.
Yeah, I think Ali, unfortunately, some people don't care about investing in relationships, and they care about they care about what they can get. And I've talked with many people, like a lot of them. Some of one thing. that making money here is a piece of cake. It's so easy. You can have, honestly, just a couple of days back, I'm talking with a friend, and it was like, bros, just send me even a small car. I'm like, seriously? Like, oh yeah, we are talking. You don't have money to take care of X, Y, Z because there were a bunch of issues we are talking about, and then now you tell me to send you a car. I was like, bros, even if I need to send you some money, we should be talking about the issues you are dealing with, not a
Mm-hmm.
car. And then he was like, yeah, but it's cheap for you guys up there now. It's easy for you to just get a car. I was like, oh boy.
Here
So,
we
so,
go.
so, and then I've also talked with others who say things like, hey, I asked you this morning, you didn't give it to me. Just get another second job and a third job now. I know it's easy for you, and also you can get this extra money. But they forget to know here we also have lives to live, right? Like you pointed out, we also have kids to take care of. We have families to take care of. We need to put roofs over our heads, right? And we need to take care of ourselves as well. So some of them just forget that. And unfortunately, when you don't respond to some of them the way they want it, they say all sorts of things about you. So refusing to give money to somebody for Christmas doesn't mean you don't like them, right? Or you hate them. It just means you don't have it, or you choose not to give it for various reasons.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, it makes sense. And some relationships will actually go sour
Yeah,
just
a lot.
because of that. Whereas they could have been patient and reached out to you in January or February and say, I asked for some money in January, in December, you weren't there, but it's January now, February. How about that thing we spoke about? Like in your case, how about that car? How can you
Yeah,
help me? And then invest in relations. Try to understand the person and what they're dealing with and the challenges of what they're going through here. Because being in the West, you have to pay taxes, you have to pay insurance, you have to pay a lot of bills, and they just never, there's no day off, really. So to
yeah.
add more to it is harder.
They don't say it. I have another good friend. He was like a very good friend. We're friends for over 20 years, and uh, he doesn't want to talk to me again just because I did not send him money, and I didn't buy some of the things he wanted me to buy for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, I understand, and you're angry with me because I didn't get it. But guess what? Even if I had those things, it's not an obligation for
Mm-mm.
me to do it,
Mm-mm.
right? So if I don't do it, even if I have it, why would you say all these things about me
Mm-hmm.
when it's not an obligation? That's number one. It's not an obligation. Number two, you are not in my pocket. You don't even know how my pocket is, but you're claiming I have it and I don't want to give it to you. I'm not gonna give you my bank account to let you know how much I have, and then you
Mm-mm.
determine if I can give you or not. No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't have to explain to you why
Mm-hmm.
I cannot give you why I'm not or how much I
Mm-hmm.
have or I don't have.
Mm-hmm. Then how about you give me? What if we do like some kind of gift exchange? Yeah, I mean, what have you done for me? Like it's like, oh, just give me, give me, give me. You could help me out too. Maybe I want to buy land. You can help me have investment ideas. You can help me with certain things back home. You can send my kids something. There's UPS that come from, Africa, that come from
You
Cameroon
see,
to,
that's something. That's
America.
something. I think I'm gonna try that someday. I say, hey, bro, sir, send me something. Send something for the kids now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that because that's some of the things they'll say, and they'll tell you, hey, send me something so I can give it to the kids. The kids are growing up. I'll say, hey, bros, have kids now. Why don't you send something? Let me give
Yeah.
to the kids and say, uncle send this or auntie
Yeah.
send this.
Or if you have someone coming to the Atlanta, just be like, hey, I have this guy is going to Nigeria, he's going to
Yeah,
Cameroon, or going to Ghana. By the way, why don't you give him something for me?
yeah, just send
But
something.
it's kind
I'll
of
tell you that.
one-sided for the most part.
I'll tell you that my auntie send this or uncle send this. All those
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm
Yeah.
going to actually try that and see
You
what the
should try
outcome is.
that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely will try that.
Because they always make excuses like, how things are like back home, things are very hard. You guys are in a better place. Somebody once told me that we are closer to God, like because I'm in America. I'm like, excuse you? He's like, oh no, we are really, really closer to God. He's like a geography major. And he was saying the shape of the earth and all that. The shape
Really?
of the because of the shape of the earth, the polar equinox and all that. We are really
So,
closer to God. So I'm like, okay,
so
where's God?
that's some conspiracy theory because okay, if you want to look at even the geography, it means this person is even limited, doesn't even know what the Earth is sphere.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you look north south, there is no when you look wherever you are, you look up straight. So if you say we are closer to God, so and then South Africa. where are they going to be? Because we are up north there, they are down south, depending on how you
Right,
want to look at it,
right,
right?
right,
How about
right.
them all? When you turn the globe on the other side of the globe, for example, those people, are they closer to God than you are or
Well,
whatever?
we're closer to go because there are good things or better things happening. The economy is better. Things, life is easier technically. So that means we must be closer to God.
But guess
So-
what? When you go to a lot of sub-Saharan African countries where there is Christianity, they pray more than we pray. They have fasting.
Mm,
They
mm,
pray all night, saying
mhm,
and all the Hallelujah thing. So
mhm.
maybe they are the ones closer to God. I don't know. You should.
The other thing also is people here, if you say Merry Christmas, they kind of get offended because
Yeah.
they may not be Christians. They might be like, I'm not a Christian. Don't wish you Merry Christmas. So you just say Happy Holidays. And most
Happy
parts of the
holidays.
West, yeah. Any final thoughts? Is
Yeah, just want to say everyone celebrating Christmas, have fun. But again, when you think about asking, for example, you should also think about giving, right? So it shouldn't be one way. And most importantly, we should focus on building those relationships rather than focus on what somebody's offering me or what they are not. If you ask for something from your friend, family in the diaspora, and if they don't have or don't want to give you whatever reasons, that should not be a reason for you to cut the relationship, focus on building the relationship, and talk about other things that are of importance for you all.
the thing I have to say is that this is a time of relationship building. This is a time of showing care. And in Africa, we know we're not just only Christians. Yeah, it's Islamic religion is there, the other kind of local native religion. And if you're a Christian, you believe Jesus came, to save everybody, regardless of your religion or your belief. So I would just implore people to be nice to everybody you see, regardless of their religious or ethnic background. You just try and show love, and just this time try and also reflect. If you're a Christian, Jesus did die. What does his death mean, and what does that signify? As well as you said, Mr. Joe, I really encourage you to build the relationship. So again, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your time. It's been an honor to have you on.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good rest of the year, and hope you stay safe.
Yep, we'll do that. Thank you so much, and I wish you the same.
Yeah. So thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you so much. Right. So that does it for us on this show, guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I wish you all a happy holiday. If you have any questions about this show or you'd like to be featured in an upcoming episode, send an email to lostnegotiations@gmail.com. We're now on YouTube. You can feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Lost Negotiations on YouTube. Feel free to comment, share, subscribe, and like. Wish you guys a happy holiday and Merry Christmas for those who are Christians, and Happy New Year in advance. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.